Hello, third graders. Welcome back to your career exploration unit. And this is our last lesson in our unit. So it's our last lesson for the school year as well. In about 2 weeks, I'm going to have you do an end of the year survey. But as far as lessons go, this is your last lesson of the year. So last time we talked about career groups, and I had you go onto Zello and look at different career groups that might fit you based on your interests and skills and things that you like to do. So today we're going to talk about post-secondary education. We're going to break the word down and what it means and the most common types of post-secondary education. And then I'm going to have you go on to Zello again and look at those careers that you had liked in the past and see what kinds of post-secondary education they might require. So let's get started. So by the end of this lesson, these are things that I want you to be able to say or think. I want you to be able to believe that your interests and skills will prepare you for a career that you will enjoy. I want you to know ways that you can learn after high school. And I want you to say that you can name a career group you might be interested in. Now, we already kind of talked about that last week, so hopefully you have a career group, at least one, could be more than one, that fits your interests and your skills. So hopefully you remember, but last year when you were in second grade, you watched Puppy learn about different careers and different types of post-secondary education, and that those workers needed to know to do their job. So we're going to go through a couple of those again just to review. So let's learn. First, let's break down the word post-secondary. It's a big word and it has multiple meanings. It basically means any type of learning after high school. So the word post means after. The word secondary means high school. So after high school is what post-secondary means. And like I said, it's any learning that takes place after high school. And there's multiple different ways of post-secondary education or types. So first is our college or university. This is usually a 4-year program that you earn a bachelor's degree from. And Puppy learned about a doctor, a computer programmer, and a teacher, and they all went to a 4-year college or university. This is what I chose to do as well, and I'm repping my Concordia gear today for you because Concordia College in Moorhead is where I chose to go. So if any of those careers are ones that you are interested in, then going to a 4-year college or university is what would probably be recommended. These are just more careers that would require going to a college or university. And what you do there is you study a subject that interests you to get that degree, which is an award that basically proves you're very knowledgeable about that subject. So I have a bachelor's degree in psychology, which is the study of the mind and how our brains work. So I'm considered an expert in how our brains work. And there's many other degrees that you can study for longer if you want to as well. So this usually takes about 4 to 6 years for most people. And then after that, you can go on to your graduate degree if the career that you choose requires even more education. And so these are some jobs. We've got a scientist, a computer programmer, an aerospace engineer, anesthesiologist, and a lawyer. All of these careers would require this 4 years. Same with a counselor or a teacher, and lots of others. And here are some local 4-year universities and colleges. We've got University of Minnesota, Hamline, St. Thomas, and Metropolitan State. Next, we have apprenticeship. So there's lots of jobs out there that require an apprenticeship. So Puppy learned about a construction worker. And an apprenticeship is usually about 2 years. So apprenticeship, this is a path that you take to work in a trade, which is a job that requires a very specific, usually hands-on skill, like a plumber or electrician or a carpenter. So you need to take the time to learn how to use this equipment that would be for this career and learn how to use the materials. And you're usually learning from someone who's done it a while. So they are an expert in how to do this trade or this skill. And it usually takes anywhere from 1 to 5 years depending on the job. So here are some local apprenticeship programs. There's a pipe fitters program. There is, looks like a power line program, and concrete and construction. Another option is a 2-year college or technical school. And when Puppy learned about it, they were for careers like a hairstylist or an electrician. So each of those workers went to a 2-year college or technical school. And so what you do at a 2-year college is you choose a program that matches the job that you would like to do. And that whole time you're practicing skills and learning techniques for that specific job. And it usually takes about 1 to 2 years. So we have jobs like a nurse, a police officer, a hotel desk clerk, or a welder would typically go to a 2-year technical college. And here are some local options. We've got the Minnesota School of Cosmetology for like hairstyling and working in hair salons. We've got St. Paul College, which is right next door to Capitol Hill. And we've also got Dunwoody College of Technology, which is in Minneapolis. Our last option is on-the-job training. So Puppy learned about an administrative assistant. So this is a worker that learns how to do their job right when they start on day 1. And it usually takes a few months. So depending on the job, it might take a couple weeks, a couple months, or even some years. But these jobs are things like a pest controller, an administrative assistant, an actor, an animal caretaker, or a florist. So these are, again, like I said, jobs that once you're hired, they teach you what you need to know to do your job well. And here are some local examples of companies that do on-the-job training, like 3M. We've got a pest control, Target, a florist, and it looks like a doggy daycare, St. Paws. So again, post-secondary education is any type of learning that you have after high school. So it could be at a 4-year college like Hamlin. It could be at an apprenticeship like this concrete construction working program. It could be at a 2-year college or technical school like St. Paul College, or it can be on the job like at Rove Pest Control. So those are the 4 main types of post-secondary education. So we're going to do an activity where last week I had you create one of these career webs where you chose your career group that most fit your skills, and then you picked at least 2 careers within that group. So today, I'm going to have you take those same careers that you wrote in your web, at least 2 of them, and I'm going to have you put them in a chart like this. This is my example. So I have car mechanic, construction worker, carpenter, and blacksmith. And what I want you to do is to go onto Zello, and once you hit the button careers, you can search any career. I want you to search your careers and see what kind of post-secondary education they each require. And then there's going to be a word bank of these options of apprenticeship, 2-year technical school, 4-year college. And once you learn what post-secondary education each of your careers need, I want you to click and drag it over to the correct career. So I know that a car mechanic needs a 2-year technical school as post-secondary. So I'm going to drag that over there. So I want to see at least 2 careers from your web, and you to go onto Zello and figure out what post-secondary option those jobs need. And then, of course, turn it in. Last but not least, once you're done with that, I have another one of those assessment surveys for you to take, and the link is in the Seesaw lesson. It's not very long, it's very quick. It's just like the very first one that you took. So don't forget to do your web of your post-secondary options that your careers need, and then the post-assessment survey.